Oh, you mother. Now that's what I didn't want. Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm an artist. This is my 1988 Silver Eagle Model 15 bus. 4 years ago, the motor decided to let go on me, and I've been picking away at it ever since. Here at my shop, you never know what jobs, projects, or shenanigans I'll be up to. So follow along with me as I try to get this bus back on the road and get into future projects. This is 11th Hour Custom. The next step is to put the engine oil cooler on. But before I do that, I'm going to make a gasket. So what I'm going to do is, I got a piece of gasket material, and I'm going to tape this up here, like so. And then I'm going to take my hammer and make myself a template for this spot, so that the oil cooler is shimmed at the right distance. Forgot my hammer. So I'm just gonna, okay, so I'm gonna go cut that out. And then we have the exact duplicate of this. And then that way, with the gaskets in place, this thing won't be cocked. I don't know. I think there's supposed to be a shim behind there. I don't have one, so I'm making it out of this. Hi, now welcome to mistake number 2. Remember to look through your little wagon of important parts, which I have a wagon full of what I consider important parts. So in the wagon of important parts, there was these shims. Now these shims were behind the cooler on the block, and I replaced them with basically the same thing, which are gasket material. Now these were already pre-made. It would have saved me a big headache and a lot of footage of film, but I didn't look through the little wagon of parts. Mistake number 2. Now here's the back side. So if this side's not clear, this side's pretty clear. Alright, so here's the gasket. Here's my hole punch. I'm just going to line this up with those. I got a scrap piece of wood. I mean, it's not sealing anything, but it's just a shim. So I just go get my scissors and cut it out. Here's the gasket. Looks like a pretty good match. They said you're only using these 2 bolt holes. The rest of it's just there for a shim. We'll glue all these gaskets in place. Then we'll put this backing plate on for the engine oil cooler. So I'm going to put some of this copper coat on here just to kind of glue them in place. I coat these bolts too with a little bit of the copper anti-seize. So those are started. So before I go any further, I'm gonna make sure nothing moved. So we're gonna look from the back side here. I pulled it away a little bit. So let's see if we can see from the side here. If you don't glue them in place and that thing swings to the side, you're screwed. My guess is it didn't move. Let's see. We'll look at the footage afterwards and see if the footage says so. So now we'll just snug that down with my ratchet. Then we'll torque this down. Man, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's going together. May not be right, but it's going together. So in the book this said 35 pounds, 30 to 35 for these 3/8 bolts here. So that should be that. I just gotta torque it. Then we'll do our gasket trick. And that should be fun, getting that pig on there. And this whole unit here. Because it was almost off 1/8 of an inch where this elbow meets right here. just because of the gaskets. So we're gonna do a little copper coat over here just to glue this thing in place. And so while this one's setting up, I'm gonna go find the rubber seal for this here, so we can put that clamp on there. So this goes on here, like so. So the hard part's gonna be getting this rubber gasket. Well, I mean, it should be fine, but maybe the hard part. Everything's gonna be a hard part. So. Let's get this here. Now we're just gonna start this 3/8 bolt here on this end, just so it's got something to hang off. So it's got to go up in front, which works out fine. That's fine. Gaskets over the camera here. And then we'll get the cooler ready to go in. So this goes in here, like so. The outer gasket here. It's already glued on. So the only thing I don't have for this is copper washers. At least we get a couple started, we'll know that everything's lined up. I probably shouldn't be using stainless steel. Need a couple somewhat in line, and the rest of them should kind of go in. I think that might be good. We'll get some more on there. So I don't know if any of this is right, but as of right now, I couldn't have taken my time any more than I did. I tried to make sure everything was aligned. I don't see any pinch gaskets. So I do have to get some copper washers. And I'll probably have to wait till Monday. So I'll have to put bolts in and then take them back out and just put the washers in. I'll have to climb under there once it's everything's like in place, and make sure nothing gasket wise looks like it's missing. Just run these in a little bit, and I'm going to move the jack. Just take a look underneath and make sure nothing's goofy. Another thing I'm not sure about is this thing here, but it's in there. Okay, so that's snug. Let's pull this down. So that's it so far. It is in place. We'll take the light. We'll go from underneath. I just want to make sure that the gaskets look good. Alrighty, let's take a look down below. All the gaskets look good. Everything looks good. So here's the bottom side. Everything looks pretty much in place. Nothing's wrinkled. It's flat. There's that one bolt. One bolt. No wonder why these things leaked. It's 7 gaskets total. I was working on this thing, which is the engine oil filter here, and I was cleaning it up and blowing it out and taking a razor blade to the mating surfaces of the where the oil filter lays, just to make sure nothing gets in the motor. And I took my air gun and blew in there, and there was like remnants of either glass bead or sand. I don't know if this was sandblasted or glass bead, but man, it was stuck to the walls. Just for the hell of it, I'm gonna blow this out and take this bypass out again, which I know I had it out, and just make sure there's nothing in there. So I know I've had this out already, but I'm gonna check it anyway again. And then, so this is the oil bypass. If your filter gets too clogged, it pushes this valve open and it'll bypass the filter. But I think I'm gonna put this in the parts cleaner one more time. Sometimes when you get in these modes of wanting to get things done, you start rushing for no reason, and then miss a pile of sand, and then wind up ruining a motor because of something I missed. And this thing's been laying around a while, so I know that's why I took that plug out. And don't do that. Put the bypass back in. Loctite that screw in.
Hey, cat. Polly came in.
Hey!
Alright, that's on there and Loctited. So here's the gasket. Here's what we're dealing with here. A little copper coat. I'm gonna do the same up here. I'm just gonna go around the outside. I got 3 of the bolts. Alright. Oil filter. So that's what happens when you do things with one hand. So that's that. So I'm going to verify all that stuff in the book and make sure the book says I'm doing this right, which I'm probably not. Okay, so just for the hell of it, we are going to tighten up this clamp here and see what this thing does. I don't know if I have this installed right, but I think it's gotta go on these lips. I thought it was gonna kind of sandwich its way down. I wonder if I gotta get something in there to pry it. So we're checking the heights of these 2 elbow outlets. I was calipering them, and they're about 1/8 of an inch off. So I'm just gonna measure it again with this square and just double check this. Like so. We'll go off of this. This is measuring 4 5/8. And this one's measuring 4 1/2. So it's exactly what I thought, 1/8 inch difference. So I need to put this one on. So I got to remove those 2 studs, clean the gasket off to be able to get this one on. Because I can't get this one on with the gasket the way it sits now. As of right now, it's turning out. Looks like there's a pipe dope or something on there, which I'll have to put back in because it's going right into the block. Right into the water jacket. Oh, there we go. I probably should have copper washers on it. I'm gonna clean this gasket off and then put the other elbow on and be done with this. Seal it up. I gotta make a gasket though. I don't have this gasket. That's it. This was the one that was on here. And if you look down here, right there, you can see the alignment of it. It's off a little bit. Now here's the one that was on the motor that blew up. I mean, it's a very slight difference. You can see that one's straighter. And just rather than have a problem, I'm just gonna put this one on. But that one, you can see it looks a lot better. I mean, it seats on there almost straight. Let's make a gasket. So the most important part is the hole. What? Well, that doesn't help at all, does it? Get it close. So here's the gasket. Alright, so here's where I'm at with this. Sometimes you gotta hammer it till it starts to come through. Definitely enough there to seal with. That looks like it'll work. Just glue that on. I'll probably draw out another pattern on that gasket material just in case I screw this gasket up. As this stuff tacks up, it's nice. It's done now. I'm just gonna snug this down. So I got these. They're a little big. And then these are 3/8, and these are big. So we'll go turn them down. So I turn them down to about the size of a lock washer. I'm just about done with this. I just have to torque these 4 bolts down tight and then put this clamp in place. The important thing is filming the mistakes or filming the things that you learned so that at least someone else can not make those mistakes. So I'm going to tighten that clamp up now, get those bolts all cranked down, make sure they're tight. Oh, you mother. Now that's what I didn't want. Shit, I barely had pressure on it. Alright, so that one's getting replaced with a bolt. Well, that sucks. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It might be 3 steps back. Oh well, let's get that done. So here's the broken stud. I had a feeling it was turning because, like I said, it didn't feel like it was getting tight. So I was going through my wagon of parts over there, and I found a metal shim, which I guess came out from behind the cooler. And it literally is as thin as the gaskets. It looks like it's stainless steel. You know, it's too late for that. I made shims out of the gasket material. Well, I get to see how the gasket performed. So it was on there, it was stuck on there. This is what we're looking at here. So you can see there's a little piece of bolt. See if I can get that broken bolt out of there. Then we'll try this again. I know one of these you can see the back side of the bolt, but it's this one down here. This one's in the casting. This one goes through to the coolant opening, so I'm gonna drill that out and see if I can get it easy out there. Hopefully it's not too tight. One thing I learned, don't mess around with dull drill bits. I'm gonna sharpen this one up. Let's try that. See, who knows, probably made it worse. It's hard to tell if I'm all the way in there or not. I think it might have bottomed out. Doesn't look like I'm into the sidewalls of the thread or anything. Alright, let's try this one.
Now there's something that you don't see often. I hope this thing's recording. Come on, baby. Break that, baby. We're done. Try not to flex this. Easy out. I don't want to break it.
Hello.
Hi. What's going on? You done playing games?
Yeah.
There we go. Nice. Well, I just saved my own ass. A crooked hole I drilled. I know. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Welcome to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you hung in there. Make sure you leave a like and leave me some feedback, you know, good or bad. Tell me what you think of the videos or where I might be able to improve things. I'm trying to do my best. So hang in there, because in the next few episodes there's going to be a major mistake. The major mistake is something that I can't go back to. So we're just going to move forward. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.